Welcome for online class, video class. Today it's a chapter 18, last chapter, natural reason of the world. It is here in its most general sense, climate is a synthesis of weather. It is climate. What is climate? It is synthesis of weather for approx 30-year continuous average of 30-year weather conditions. A climate region has been defined as an area of the Earth's surface over which an approximately homogeneous set of climatic conditions are produced. Homogeneous means related to each other. These are the homogeneous conditions by the combined efforts of a number of climatic controls. The particular set of climatic conditions is called climatic type. So it should be noted that there are no fixed or well-defined boundaries of a natural type. One ends, another starts. It is the boundary, but it has some transitional section where it ends. Before that, it will get the effect of this region, and before it starts, it will also get the effect of this region. This section is known as transition zones, where one ends, another starts. All climatic boundaries are transitional to nature. They exist in the form of broad transition zones across which the characteristics of one climatic zone or climatic type gradually merge into its neighboring type. It merged with this, and this also merged with this. The word climatic type have been classified on the basis of the word climatic or temperature zones. It is observed that all the places located on a particular latitude would experience similar type of climate, although the local factor may play a certain role. Local factors are very important for this. There is a close relationship between the climate and the vegetation of a place. In the equatorial region, dense forests, evergreen forests are found. In deciduous, they will shed their leaves. So more detail we will study later. The places having heavy rainfall would have evergreen forest in an equatorial region, and the places located in the desert, scanty due to scanty rainfall, desert type of vegetation is found. Therefore, a corresponding pattern of vegetation associated with the each climatic type have been discussed here. So now we will talk about the natural regions of the world. In our syllabus we have 8, but now we have a reduced syllabus. Only 3 things we will study here. First one is the equatorial region. Second is tropical desert. And third one is tropical monsoon. So now this is our first one, the equatorial region. This region lies between 5 degrees north to 5 degrees south in both the hemisphere, northern and southern hemisphere. Areas are the Amazon River Basin, South America, Congo River Basin, Guyana coast in Africa, in coast in Africa on the western boundary. What's there is given in the book 159. Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines islands in Southeast Asia, Western Cambodia, and some islands in West Indies. It is equatorial region, means near the equator, both sides, up to from 5 degrees to north to 5 degrees south. It is extending, switching from 10 degree north to 10 degree south also. It is also correct. So, temperature, here average temperature is between 24 to 28 degree. switching between the range is only 2 to 3 degree. Pressure winds, equatorial climatic region lies under the doldrum, low pressure belt. Since the temperature is high throughout the year, they are characterized by the belt of calm, very silent system here. In this region, the air after being heated expand and convectional currents set up. The upward moving air gets cooled adiabatically, means all of a sudden, okay, surprisingly, and there is cloud condensation and heavy precipitation. Talk about the precipitation, it takes place. The equatorial region or areas are known for heavy convectional rainfall due to temperature increasing and decreasing. The terrestrial rainfall due to heat is experienced in the afternoon at 4 o'clock daily and is generally compared by lightning and thunders. Many areas receiving here rainfall more than 200 centimeter annually. Now we will talk about the characteristic features of equatorial type climate here. Equatorial type of climate do not experience any season, hot and wet for the whole year, 12 months, 365 days. These seasons experience the average temperature of 26 to 28 maximum throughout the year with a belt of low pressure. Extensive cloud cover and heavy rainfall prevent any rise in the temperature. Cloud cover and very dense forest. The annual range of temperature is 3 degree. In the rare condition, it is up to 6 degree range. 3 times I said range of temperature means range means lowest temperature. It is 23 degree and highest is 28 degree. The difference of this highest and lowest is 5 degree. It is the range of temperature. Lowest value and the highest value. It is known as range of temperature. So it is always very low. So you can't notice. Now you are noticing in the winter season we are facing 6 degree and in summer 41 degree. It's a very big difference. Approx 35 degrees Celsius. It is a range of temperature. Very big difference. So we are noticing that it's a summer time or it's a winter time. Now, natural vegetation of this region. High temperature and heavy rainfall which characterized by the equatorial region encourage the heavy growth of natural vegetation. If moisture is maintained properly, soil is wet, green vegetables, lush grounds are formed. In our locality also you can notice in the rainy season, beside the roads, total green fields are. Here also, all the trees are tall and broad leaves and evergreen. Because of the hot and wet climate, they grow throughout the year. And only 1%, these forests are pure stand, totally stand, state. And this much dense, only 1% of the sunlight is reaching up to the ground. Otherwise, 99% is trapped in the tree leaves. Coastal swamps are also grown. If there is no sunlight, rainfall is noticed on the bank of the rivers. It is swamps, marshy land grown. Main valuable trees are mahogany, ebony, rosewood and greenheart used for expensive furniture. This region is economically backward region because mostly inhabited by the primitive peoples. They are primarily gatherers and hunters. Primitive means scheduled tribes living in the forest people. They are mostly wearing animal skins, bark and bunches of leaves from west to east. These are primitive peoples living here. They are common peoples are primitive peoples. The various parts of equatorial region is known by the different names like Milpa in South America, Fang in Africa and Ladang in Indonesia. Trees are not found in pure stand. Australia. Plantation crops like rubber in Malaysia is very common for the equatorial region. Next, we will talk about the tropical deserts. On the western margins, location here is at 5 degree north to 5 degree south. It is desert area. It is 15 degree north to 30 degree north. And it is same in the north Again here in the south also same. 15 degree south to 30 degree south. What is happening here? So they occupy a western margin of the western margin. Also in India, the third is in the west margin of India. They occupy the western margins of the continents in the belt of permanent trade winds. The only exception is the Sahara Desert, which extends from west coast right across the continent into West Asia. From east to west, the extension of the premises of the Sahara. This is because the trade winds blow from northeast to southwest, set their moisture to the east and the western margin, and margins are left dry. Areas, the most important reason having this type of climate is Sahara Desert in Africa, Arabian, Iranian, Thar Desert, Australian Desert, Kalahari, Namib Desert, Atacama Desert, and California and Mexico deserts. These are the desert region of the world. Temperature here, due to less rainfall, no cloud cover, temperature is always high, at least 41 point something. Annual temperature is this much, very high. Dust storms are very common in these regions. Precipitation, rainfall is less than 12 centimeter. In equatorial region, it was 200 or more than 200 centimeter. Here only 12 centimeter rainfall. Very big difference. It is dry region, tropical desert. Characteristic features: rainfall is below 12 centimeter. The average temperature is 29 degrees Celsius in hot season to 10 degrees in cool season. Absence of cloud causes the temperature, absence of high temperature up to reaching 49 degrees Celsius. Least one is 41.6, but up to rising up to 52 degrees Jacobabad in Pakistan. Natural vegetation: if there is no moisture, so plants are mostly xerophytes. Xerophytes means leaves are changed into thorns. The plants adapt themselves to extreme drought conditions. Some plants have long roots, taproot system, and are tough or have middle-shaped leaves to reduce the transpiration to a minimum. We are doing respiration. In that also we are releasing moisture. Same way plants are also doing respiration. It is known as transpiration. In this process, they are releasing bulk amount of water from the plant inside. To stop this, leaves change into thorns. The most common plants are drought resistant plants like cacti, thorny bushes, and coarse grasses. Crops are here. The hot desert crops can be cultivated only if irrigation is available. This is obtained from oases, sweet water sources, rivers or dams through a network of canals. Acid Nile supports a population of nearly 25 million concentrated in the Nile Valley and Delta. They are totally dependent on Nile water for their agriculture, which is their main occupation. They mainly grow cotton, rice, cotton, rice, wheat, barley and beans. When the Nile is flooded in summer, the overflowed water is caught in the basins. Basically what means? It is the region of river. It's a band. Here it is depression. When rainy season, water level is flooded, increase, it will cause this boundary and increase depression water is gathered. After rainy season, this water will again come back, but in the depression some water is trapped. It is known as basins, river basins. This water is used for again irrigation purpose. It is known as, this process known as basin irrigation. Now last one here, tropical monsoon here, between the tropics. Location: the tropical monsoon type of climate is found in the tropical regions where, due to differential heating of the land and water, complete seasonal reversal. Reversal means reversed. tropical monsoon. Winds blow from north, south, east, west. This is direction of southwest. In the summer season. In winter, these are reversed. So it is known as reversal. In winter season, south in summer, southwest to northeast. But in winter, northeast to southwest. In winter. In summer. Winds blow from southwest, which is the reversal. Areas, the most clearly defined monsoon climate is located in the coastal areas of southeast Asia, India, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Indonesia, South China and Philippines. This area is located within the 10 degree north to 10 degree south, 30 degree north. 10 degree north to 30 degree north. It is tropical regions. And southwest. Other areas not south, in north only. Other areas outside Asia experience the seasonal reversal of winds are said to have only monsoonal tendencies. Such areas which is the tropical Africa along with the southwest coast, equatorial East Africa, including areas of Malaysia, are found here. In this map, orange color is here. This is the region of tropical monsoon type. The part of northeast Latin America, north coast of Peru, okay, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic of Caribbean islands have a mild monsoonal effect. Temperature vary from 27 to 32 degree and 15 degree in the cool season. Annual range of temperature vary from 12 degree to 17 degree. During winter, however, the average temperature may vary from 10 degree to 26 degree. Big range of temperatures notice here. There are various factors which affect the average temperature and range of temperature. Next, pressure and winds. In the summer season, low pressure is created on the land and high pressure on the oceans. Winds always blow from high pressure to low pressure. It's a low pressure, it's a high pressure. High to low. In summer season, winter season just reverse. High pressure is on the land, low pressure on the ocean. Winds from surrounding sea and oceans start blowing from sea to land with a lots of moisture. As it was the water bodies they called the southwest monsoon. During winter the land is cool but the surrounding seas are still warm as there is low pressure over the sea. Hence the winds start blowing from land to sea. In winter season, land to sea. Land is less moisture. In the way they are not getting any water bodies, so they are totally dry. Precipitation. The typical monsoon climate consists of 3 seasons: summer, winter and rainy season. In fact, the rain are totally dependent on the monsoon winds. They are not getting only monsoon winds. That moisture winds are gathered after the position of sun change. They will start precipitation. In fact, the rain are totally dependent on the non-monsoon winds. During summer, the onshore winds means sea breeze, blowing from sea to land, pick up lots of moisture from the water bodies. Whenever these moisture-laden winds are forced to rise, heavy rainfall occurs. For example, on the windward side of Western Ghat in India, Western Ghat of India, it is happening. Relief rainfall is experienced as the southwest monsoon strikes and is forced to rise up along the western coast. However, the leeward side of the Western Ghat remains dry. The erratic and irregular rainfall, our tendency of the rainfall is not very clear. Sometimes it is more, sometimes less, sometimes no rainfall. Time is a cause of concern. The failure of monsoon result in the failure of crops. Our population is depending on the agriculture. So, here two places are in the same country, in this continent. Rajasthan, where rainfall is less than 25 centimeter, and Mawsim Ran in India, Cherrapunji, Meghalaya, where rainfall is 1200 centimeter. Characteristic features: the seasonal reversal of winds is chief feature. Temperature ranges from 15 degrees Celsius in the cool season, 32 in the hot season. Three distinct seasons we have: cool dry, hot dry, and hot wet rainy season. Great variation in rain takes place from 12 centimeter to 200 centimeter in India. Natural vegetation: here we are getting deciduous forest. We are celebrating our autumn and spring both. So we have deciduous forest when trees are setting their leaves at least once in a year. In the tropical monsoon climate, the type of vegetation depends on distribution and amount of rainfall. The southern part of Southeast Asia near the equator resembles the tropical rainforest. However, the species are limited because the rainfall is seasonal. The dry regions of desert have thorny bushes, where in the regions of wet dry climate deciduous forests are found. Can adopt the wet dry climate to dry climate during the winter. Therefore, the variety of trees are found here: mountain forest in the north to heavy rain forest in the south, and from deciduous in wet dry climate to scanty vegetation, also desert region. Species which trees are found here. So most of the trees are teak, very valuable tree is, timber is. We use for making furniture. Besides this, sal, sesame, rasam, mango, neem, sandalwood, and many other trees are also found in these deciduous forests. Deciduous means set the leaves at least once in a year. The tropical monsoon land depend on the natural rainfall. We are depending agriculture country. India is 70% population depends on the agriculture. Farming is not only the dominant occupation, greater part of the people, but also form the mainstay of the economy of Indian subcontinent. China, Southeast Asia, Eastern Brazil, and West Indies. These are the reasons. Extensive subsistence farming is practiced in monsoon land, as most of the regions are thickly populated. Climatic conditions are too much favors to survive the population. Plantation crops like tea and coffee, food crops, and cash crops like sugarcane, jute, cotton are grown as the geographical conditions are ideal for these crops. Very well grown all these. So this is too much favorable conditions to grow all the crops, and people can depend on these things. So this way it is completed, and you will prepare for the exam. You will write properly, I expect. Thank you.